What is up, my dudes? It's your boy Kanoodle, here to talk to you today about Final Fantasy XIV. Now, this is a PSA. This is a bit of information that your buddy has elected to send to you, the recipient of this video, and they have something to tell you that you need to work on your tanking. And in order for you to improve your tanking, I have come up with some very easy things that are some base important tank mechanics that some people just aren't doing, and I've noticed a lot. And this is a quick, easy way for you to learn these base things that are considered tanking etiquette in Final Fantasy XIV. I learned these things fairly early on, having my friends tell me these things because they were tank mains, so I was very, very lucky to have the graciously rolled out red carpet for me that explained, that came with unfolding rules saying, hey, by the way, players prefer this, players do this, and these are habits that players have. So me being a person who spent a lot of time tanking in Final Fantasy, in World of Warcraft, I was able to do a lot of quick adjusting and learning. But you apparently are newer to the game, or don't have the experiences that I have in MMOs. So tanking is something that you want to try, or tanking is something that you are doing and you are struggling with. Well, let me tell you, there are a couple things that you need to learn, and I will edit this video and drop up the images that I can over here while we talk. Okay, so first tip you need to be making sure that you're doing, and that is making sure that when you grab the boss in your enmity stance, your tank stance, whichever the four that you have in whatever tank you're doing, they all have one, is on. Then you're going to take that boss and point his booty cheeks to your friends. You want your friends to be getting a nice full moon view the whole time that you are doing the dungeon. There's a few bosses, and you will experience them as they come. There are very few and far between that do not require the boss to be facing away, and actually kind of need all to be in one area. There are a couple bosses, save the ones that go off of the arena. There are a few that stay on the arena and still require you to be, or there is no cleave mechanic. They're very few and far between, but they exist. So point the booty cheeks at your buddies and stand still. I have seen far too many tanks, because in World of Warcraft you could do this. There was no positionals in World of Warcraft. You could just run around and jump around and be like, yeah, dude, tanking! It's like, dude, don't stop backflipping over. You're not a ninja. Chill the fuck out. Sit the fuck down. You're wearing heavy armor, man. You're gonna be sweating. Relax. Sit down. Take a load off, okay? Alright, cool. Now that you're relaxed and you're sitting still and your teammates are hitting their positionals, your team has now just reduced the severe amount of time from your daily pulls and your daily fights. Your fights' timings, I guarantee you, will shrink because people can now hit their things easier. Alright, let's move on to the next thing. Pay attention to your teammates. Pay attention to the enemy's health. When you're staring at the enemy's health bar and making sure you're hitting your cooldowns and keeping your combos going, and always making sure your rotation is strong, you will see the enemy's health bar. And as long as you make sure you check your settings, I don't remember exactly where because it is deep in some settings. Google it first to find out where it is. Turn on boss health percentage. It will help you with timings. It will be great. You will thank me later. Trust me. It is nice to know a percentage instead of having a guess at a bar. It's just not great. So what's the next thing? Well, after you've taken care of your boss percentages, now you can look at the health bar at the different position, at the right end of the health bar, where you can see the cast bar. In seeing your cast bar, you are going to be able to tell when the boss is casting abilities. 9 times out of 10, if you don't see an AoE on the ground and you still see the boss charging up a bar that it's going to cast something, and there's nothing anywhere on the arena that indicates that that is where the spell is going to go, then more than likely, unless it also indicates a direction like left arm smash or like right vent or something like that, that indicates a direction in the name of the casted ability, then it is more than likely going to be a tank buster. So when you see that bar filling up due to the ping restrictions of this game, before it gets full, mind you, probably around 50% just to be safe if you have bad internet, hit your defensives at 50% of that cast bar. Just a good, unless you can tell that it's a very slow cast. But if it isn't, hit it around 50%. And you will be thanking me later, because maybe even if you layer 2 or 3 defensives, because you know after failing that once that tank buster's gonna fucking take 80% of your HP, and you need to really just not die, because that's your job, is to survive. There's a spooky ghost. What the fuck? All right. So now that you've done your due diligence, and you are popping your defensives, you are keeping the boss still, and obviously you are keeping them faced away from your teammates, you are going to be doing some major help to your team. Now, one final extra tip, and this one isn't for bosses, this is just for dungeons in general, and that is talk to your healer. Say, hey man, what are you comfortable with? This is what I'm comfortable with. I like doing giga pulls. I like doing big pulls. I like doing small pulls. It doesn't matter. Whatever you two agreed upon is the best. You should not be enforcing your gameplay on the healer, and the healer should not be doing that towards you. There's the new rules that we have gotten here through the newest terms of use updates, so don't be being a dick to your teammates. There's no reason to be rude. Talk. Everybody have a great time. The whole point of this game is it's community. Engage with the fellow players, and if you come forward always with a positive attitude, the chances of you receiving positive attitude back is far higher. Everyone being positive, and you will have the very few outlying cases of people who just can't seem to feel like they've done anything wrong. And you know what? There's not a whole lot you can do about that. You're going to do your best to be a good person and bring positivity forward to the game, but if you can't do that, then what else are you going to do? Just let it roll off your back. Try to let them have their W in their head and move on. Honestly, that's all you really can do. Get your positive attitude ready and get out there and do some tanking. Now, there are far more in-depth and ridiculous guides, but this is one here that is going to set a strong foundation for you to be an excellent tank in Final Fantasy, because it's just those simple base rules that make tanking a lot easier. And I appreciate you coming in and dropping your likes and your subscribes. So hit them up, hit them with the bell notification, because apparently if YouTube says if I don't tell you, you're not going to do it. So drop in a comment. Tell me, what role do you play, and how do you feel about the other roles? What is your perspective on the other roles? As a tank player, how do you view the DPS and the healers? What problems do you feel like they have from your unique perspective? What is a common thing that you find the other roles failing in or struggling in that frustrates you? Vent them in the comments below. I will answer them to the best that I can. Maybe I'll feature them in the next ones for when I talk about the healer roles, the ranged physical, and the caster DPS. All of them I will be covering, and the melee too. I will be covering all of them separately because they all are very, very different. Those DPSs need to be separated. I actually might even be separating barrier healers and pure healers, especially with the Endwalker things to come out. That one will be a little bit more theory crafting, because it's going to have to adjust for your way of thinking when you approach this, because I have this mentality as well, pre-gained from playing Discipline Priest in World of Warcraft. So thank you for dropping in. Join in the Discord community where we are trying to build it up as fast as we can and get friends hanging out and playing games. And we're going to try to be establishing a static too. If you'd like to be part of the static and learn how to do fights, we are learning. We're going to be doing them in Discord. It's going to be a lot of fun. We do play Valorant on stream. We play Final Fantasy on stream. We play other games on stream. It's always variety when it comes to stream, but there's a lot of Final Fantasy. Most of my content here on YouTube is going to be for Valorant and Final Fantasy, so thank you for dropping in. Have a wonderful day. Catch you on the flip side.